Hi guys, it's Jamie from Jamie and His Whiskey. I'm back after quite a long absence, I must say. It's been a bit of a weird year this year, and the last few months especially. I have been pretty slack, I must admit, but I'm really happy to be back to do my next review of a single malt, which I like a lot. It's from the Campbeltown region of Scotland, and it's called the Glen Scotia 15. So sit back, relax, pour yourself a drink, and let's look at some whiskey. Okay, before we get into the nitty gritty of smelling and tasting this whiskey and telling you what I think of it, I thought I'd give you a bit of a background and history behind the distillery and the single malt itself and the region really of Campbeltown. The Glen Scotia distillery was founded back in 1832, and it's on the Campbeltown Peninsula, which is in the southwest of Scotland, right at the bottom, not far from Islay actually. There's only 3 remaining distilleries left, but back in the day, back in the 1800s, there was over 30, and it was actually the pumping heart of whiskey output back in the day. Now, what happened is the production of the whiskey was, what shall I say, the amount of production of the whiskey was the priority over the quality of the output. That, coupled with the Great Depression in America and the Prohibition days, really had a massive impact on these distilleries, and what happened was a lot of them went bust. And since then, it never really got back to the glory days in that respect, in terms of the amount of distilleries. Nowadays, the Speyside region of Scotland is what you could say is the heart of whiskey distillery, whiskey production in Scotland. Now, Glen Scotia is one of 3, as I said, left. The other 2 are Springbank and the Glengyle distillery. The Glen Scotia core range also consists of the double cask, the Victoriana, the 18 and the 25-year-old. They are all bottled at a really respectable 46% and above. The 46%er is the 15-year-old, which I'm trying today. Let me get my notes actually, I'm going to cheat here because I can't remember off the top of my head. The double cask is at 46%. The Victoriana is at 51.5. And the 25-year-old is bottled at 48.8. So we're talking about a distillery that doesn't mess about, that doesn't bottle at the bare minimum. And the fact that these are bottled at a high percentage makes so much difference. When you have a higher alcoholic content in the whiskey, it really pushes the flavour forward, and you get a much more expressive dram. Obviously, it has to be well made and distilled in the first place, and be a good product, and matured in good quality casks and all that. But that added alcohol really carries forward that flavour and will get the most out of an already good whiskey, like this one does actually. Like I said, it's at 46%. I've pretty much finished the bottle off already. So I'm going to pour my final dram and share it with you and tell you what I think of it. Okay, so there we go. That's just about a shot. I've had a bit of experience and time to sit with this whiskey now. I have to say that it is probably one of the most unique whiskies I've tried so far on my relatively short 2-year whiskey journey. It has a real resinous woody quality to it, on top of all the other qualities which I'm going to talk about today. First off, when you smell it, there's a bit of peat in the background, so a bit of smoke but not much. It's really, really subtle, really subtle. And you get this lovely vanilla on the nose, some honey. It's quite straightforward. I think it's going to open up though when I add some water. I have a funny feeling about that, but I'll taste it without the water first. Yeah, you're immediately hit with this lovely spiciness and this round woody characteristic. It's not this oaky characteristic that you might get in something like the Freud quarter cask. It's different. It tastes quite old for a 15-year-old. You get this lovely mouthfeel, and then in the finish it drops off quite quick actually. The finish isn't spectacularly isn't that long. I'm not going to attempt that word again. The finish isn't that long, and it's quite dry. It's interesting. If I had one complaint about this whiskey, might be the finish, because it comes into your mouth, you get this explosion of flavour and spice and this resinous wood quality, this lovely vanilla and this fruitiness, and a little bit of honey as well. I get a little bit of honey, and then all of a sudden, bam, it kind of like drops off and you're left with this dry finish. Now, I'm going to add some water. I haven't got too much in here. I'm probably going to add maybe 1/3 to 1/2 teaspoon. And I'm going to let that sit just for 30 seconds or so, and let it open up a little bit, which it will do. The water in this whiskey really does bring it even more to life. It makes the whole experience open up. We use this expression quite a lot, open up. But anyone will know, from even if they're like a wine drinker, if you leave a bottle out for a few days once you've opened it, it will all of a sudden taste better. Whiskey luckily will last a lot longer, and as you go through the bottle, you'll find that it changes. If you try a bottle, open it up, have it for the first time, then put it away and come back to it a month later, you'll notice that whiskey's changed a bit. But water will do that for you in a couple of minutes and will really help. So here we go. Yeah, the nose. The nose has got sweeter for me. All of a sudden, it's a lot fruitier. Oh yeah. All of a sudden, it's more intense. It's more intense, it's more nuanced, and it's more layered as well. Again, it actually brings out that spice more as well on the palate. And on the second sip, the finish, the development I should say, and the finish is more satisfying. So I definitely recommend adding water to this. If you're after something a little bit different, something that's not run-of-the-mill, something that is maybe slightly challenging for you if you're used to just a Speyside or an entry-level whiskey that's quite 40%, let's say, like your Glenmorangies or Glenlivets or Glenfiddichs of the world. Give this Campbeltown a try. It has character. Campbeltowns, from my experience, do have this really nice, interesting character. They're kind of like the in-between between the world of maybe the Islay and the more mild side of things. So this one I definitely recommend. Now for Christmas time, if you want to get something nice, this one comes in at about 50 quid. So it's not cheap, but it's not too expensive, and you're getting something which is aged 15 years. It has an age statement. It's bottled at 46%, and I think it has integrity and it has character. Score-wise, I'm struggling between an 88 and an 89. I will go ahead and give this one an 89. I think it's worth it, and I definitely think it's worth the money. So it's Jamie recommended 100%. If you see this, go and get it. Now, you don't often see this in the big supermarkets. I got this on Amazon, but hunt around. It is out there. It's a really up and coming, well respected distillery from Campbeltown, and I couldn't recommend it more. So yes, that is me done. I'll be back soon though for my 11th review. I'm going to be reviewing the Lejeune from the Isle of Mull, 10-year-old. Woohoo! It's a good one. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Send to your friends who like whiskey. And in the meantime, guys, you take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you very, very soon. This is Jamie and his whiskey signing out. Cheers.